Hello everybody, welcome back.
Did you know the very first live-action Superman never actually flew? Back in the 1940s, flight scenes were drawn frame by frame, animated, not real. From those humble beginnings, the Man of Steel has soared through 8 decades of evolution. Iconic costumes, groundbreaking effects, unforgettable performances, and stories that define generations. In this video, we'll journey through every live-action version of Superman, from his early black and white origins to the upcoming David Cornsweet era of 2025. Get ready to revisit the legend of hope, one leap at a time.
It all began in 1948, when movie theaters played short, serialized chapters, weekly adventures that kept kids glued to their seats. Actor Kirk Alyn became the first man ever to wear the red cape on screen in Superman 1948 and Atom Man vs. Superman 1950. The story retold the hero's origin, from Krypton to Smallville, and pitted him against villains like the Spider Lady and Lex Luthor, known here as Atom Man. Special effects were primitive. When Superman flew, the footage switched to hand-drawn animation, yet audiences were mesmerized. His suit was simple, thin fabric, muted colors, but the classic S, red cape, and boots were all there. Kirk Alyn may have turned into a cartoon to fly, but in 1948, that was movie magic. He started the legend. By the early 1950s, television entered American homes, and with it came George Reeves in Adventures of Superman, 1952 to 1958. For millions of children, he was Superman. Every episode followed reporter Clark Kent at the Daily Planet, alongside Lois Lane and Jimmy Olsen, solving crimes, chasing leads, and secretly saving the day. The tone was light-hearted and detective-style, more mystery than sci-fi. The suit, though gray on black and white TV, was actually blue with a bright red S. When color arrived in Season 3, it finally shined. George Reeves performed flights using trampolines and wires, basic yet effective. His Superman was noble, calm, and fatherly, a moral role model rather than a cosmic warrior. For an entire generation, he defined what Superman stood for. Then, in 1978, everything changed. Director Richard Donner released Superman the Movie, starring Christopher Reeve, and cinema would never be the same. Reeve embodied both sides of the hero perfectly. Clark Kent, shy, clumsy, humble. Superman, confident, inspiring, unstoppable. The film retold the full myth, Krypton's fall, baby Kal-El's arrival on Earth, and his destiny to bring hope to humanity. The costume was vibrant, royal blue, red cape, yellow and red shield, and no fake muscles, all Reeves' natural build.
To make him fly, a revolutionary Zoptic camera system was invented. When audiences saw him take off, theaters erupted in applause. They truly believed a man could fly. Reeve returned for 3 sequels, and even though quality varied, his charm never faded. For countless fans, Christopher Reeve is the definitive Superman. DC experimented with Superman's youth in the series Superboy. Set during Clark's college years at Schuster University, a nod to co-creator Joe Shuster, the show explored his early adventures and growing control of his powers. 2 actors played the role, John Hames Newton and later Gerard Christopher. The costume mirrored Reeves, but with simpler materials and television-grade effects. Flights were filmed using blue screens and practical stunts, keeping the charm alive despite limitations. Though the series has largely faded from memory, it kept the Superman myth alive during a quiet time for the franchise. In 2001, Smallville redefined Superman for a new generation. For 10 seasons, we followed Tom Welling as young Clark Kent in rural Kansas, discovering his powers, facing meteor-mutated foes, and meeting future allies like Lex Luthor and Lois Lane. Producers had one rule: no flights, no tights. It was about the boy becoming the hero, not yet Superman. Clark wore red jackets and blue shirts, symbolizing what he'd become. Only in the final episode did viewers glimpse the iconic suit, briefly but powerfully. With strong visual effects for its time and deep emotional storytelling, Smallville mixed superhero drama with teenage realism, inspiring a decade of superhero TV to follow.
After nearly 20 years away from theaters, Superman returned in 2006 with Superman Returns, directed by Bryan Singer and starring Brandon Routh. This film paid tribute to the Christopher Reeve legacy. Superman returns to Earth after 5 years searching for Krypton, only to find Lois married, with a child. His new suit honored the past but modernized the colors. Darker blue, raised logo, and heavier cape. The plane rescue scene became an instant classic, pure cinematic awe. The reactions were mixed. Routh Man of Steel, 2013, the rebirth of Superman for a darker, more realistic age. Henry Cavill's version was powerful, conflicted, and deeply human, questioning his place in the world. Gone were the red trunks. His suit was alien-textured navy blue with gold accents and a Kryptonian S, meaning hope. Every shot made him look mythic. The cape, vast and majestic, waved like a flag of destiny. From Man of Steel to Batman vs. Superman to Justice League, Cavill's Superman balanced godlike might with emotional vulnerability. Though polarizing, his portrayal defined an era. A Superman for the modern world, burdened, yet now, a new dawn begins. In 2025, Superman, formerly Superman Legacy, launches under James Gunn's direction, starring David Corenswet. This reboot marks a fresh start for DC's cinematic universe. Clark Kent is already Superman, a journalist balancing his alien heritage and human heart in a divided world. The new suit? A modern homage to the classics. Bright blue, red trunks restored, gold S, and inspiration from Kingdom Come.
James Gunn promises a tone of heart, humor, and heroism. Neither too dark nor too light. A perfect middle ground. Will Corenswet become the definitive Superman for this generation? Only time will tell. But one thing is certain. The symbol of hope keeps flying. From hand-drawn animation to cinematic universes, Superman's journey proves that heroes may change, but hope never does. If you enjoyed revisiting this legend's evolution, hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell, because here on Evolution, we bring you the timeless journeys of your favorite characters from every generation. Up, up, and away. See you in the next video.